Good morning then, and it's time for some more DIYs. The bike is a little bit shy of 20,000 kilometers. Yeah, 19,961 after the trip and all. So the rear tire, as you can see, is almost gone. Yeah, should have been changed like maybe 1,000, 2,000 kilometers before, but on the trip, this thing was missed out. So new tire has been sourced, but this is about the Kush Drive. And here we have the Kush Drive. This is the part number. Price is 384 INR. Three. These were on back order for quite some time and finally arrived. But yeah, so how to check if these are worn out? Well, I put the bike in gear, and now let's just hold this. Try to hold this in place and try to move it. Now you can see it is still the bracket on which the hub on which the rear sprocket goes, and if I try and move it, the wheel is moving, and that is what the problem is. Now these have been worn for quite some time, so I did do a makeshift kind of a thing, a jugaad, and that did hold up for quite some time, and on the trip as well, not much of an issue. But finally, after I came back, these had arrived, so I thought it's best to change them, and I'll also show you what can be done in the meantime if you also have difficulty in sourcing these. As to why these need to be changed and at the right time, these have to be looked after, because whenever you're changing the gear, whenever the load is put on the rear sprocket, it just jumps forward and backward, and that just kind of takes toll on the chain as well as the front sprocket as well. So if it is well cushioned, everything just stays intact, the chain is okay, and there is no tension, no excessive tension put on the drivetrain through the front sprocket, and everything stays intact, thus adding to the life of the chain and sprocket as well. So yeah, do look after these and do get them changed at the appropriate time. So let's remove the rear wheel. Yeah, that would have to come out, and I'll also be changing the rear tire, but I don't think I need to discuss or show any of that because I'll be using the same stock tire that comes. I've discussed rear wheel removal in different video. Basically just need to wedge the tire for easy get in and get out. It just helps, and 24 socket. So let me just loosen this, get this axle out and get the wheel out. Again, needless to mention, not hammering it out, just trying to pull it out with all the pressure, and yeah, it's coming out already. Trust me, it helps, and it can easily come out by just prying. So let me get this out. There you have it. The wheel is resting on that wooden block that I had placed as a wedge. I'll remove that. The spacer comes out from the other end, that's okay. Move the wheel a bit forward and rest the chain. So the wheel is off. I've just rested it on wooden blocks on both sides so that the disc is not contacting the ground. No chances of damaging, and this you can see. Now this is not as much, and I'll show you what I had done previously. And this has lasted for almost 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers. So yeah, it could have lasted even more, but any which ways. So this is the sprocket out, and these are the new ones, and these are the Kush drives, Kush rubbers. These are the old ones. Now what I had done previously was just add shims like this. Yeah, so this does work. You'll find them in every Kush rubber. This is how I had done it previously, and yeah, so as I said, and there is a third one. So if you are having some trouble sourcing these, you can just take a plastic bottle, plastic container, anything, just cut few shims like these. Thicker one can be used as well. Now just as an example, let me show you how it works. Depending on how much play there is in the push drive, you can choose the thickness of container, a plastic bottle like this. But yeah, this would be too thick, but it depends again how much damage there is. Just blade, just cut this. Let me do that. So yeah, this piece out from the bottle. Measurement is going to be pretty simple. You just need to make sure that it does not get out of this push drive itself, so it should be within this. So this has to be cut about 2-3 mm more, and then depending on how much play again there is, you can just bend it from middle, like say this, and then make sure that this is not getting out of this edge. Then cut it from here and then just place it back in. Let me cut this. Simply just place them inside like this and they will go in, and that is it. Just do them for all of them, and you're done for a good 5,000 kilometers. So for now, yeah, let's just clean this, and now that I have the new one, let me put them back in. So just a bit of cleaning just with an old rag, nothing serious, and you'd be surprised how much dirt and dust accumulates, and obviously the paint that scrubs off. That looks clean. Let's get back to it. Okay, so new tire has been put in, and putting in the new push drives. Now I'll be very honest, I'm slightly doubtful whether I should just use the old ones with the new shim yet again, but what's the point? I mean, they'll give up in another 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 maybe. So just gonna go with the new cushion rubbers. So while you're at that, would be a good idea to even clean this. So yeah, slightly clean, I mean nothing much. Now let's put this in, and as you can see, there is no play. So that's the idea. Now I'll just put the wheel back in. One thing that can assist you in getting the wheel back in is just loosening these all the way back. I mean, there are multiple ways to do it. Sorry, but yeah, if you're having some trouble getting it in, just try to loosen these nuts all the way out. So basically, this one is out. Now this one will be loosened only till the point, if you can see, this gets to this edge. That is the maximum travel. So let's do that. So that's pretty much done all the way up till there. This can be adjusted. This can be adjusted later, and now the wheel is ready to go back in. Now the next thing that might come in handy before we proceed is the brake adjustment. Your disc might have fallen off like that. Now that is pretty simple to handle. All you need to do at this point is just press this back in, as you see, yeah, going back in. Then get the disc in. I won't be able to exactly get the angle, but there is a pin bracket, so that actually allows this not to go in. Once this is in, you're good to go. Of course, I pressed the drum back in slightly, so that can help. And yeah, this goes back in, and same thing done on the other side. Again, chain resting there, and now the wheel is ready to go back. Okay, so once the axle nut is tightened, you'll see this gap reducing because the rubber is gonna, just accommodate for those brackets in this sprocket bracket itself. Now I'm finally just tightening the axle nuts. They have been aligned. I've already shared a video on how I do it. I mean, there might be better ways, but this is how I feel comfortable. So let me just tighten this. So yeah, all done and dusted. New tire also back in, and things are looking good. Things are looking too damn good. And that was it. Okay, For the final part, let's put the bike in gear as well. Would have to move the wheel. Yeah, so the bike is in gear now. And this is basically what I meant on how to test it. You have put the bike in gear, so this is the only free movement because of the gear sprocket. Now you hold this and you try to move the wheel, and the entire sprocket is moving with it, so there is no play, and this was it. So hope this makes sense. Have a good one.